Hi, I'm Wendy Fry. I am Matt Rogers' sister. And when Chanel called me a couple weeks to tell me about the buddy program that you guys are um, trying to develop for your church for special needs children, I just wanted to tell you that I think that that's great. I am a mom of a special needs child named Lainey. She is 17 years old, and when she was little, I would take her to church and I would spend the whole time with her. And it eventually got to the point where she was just disruptive, loud. And at the time, I was going to a church that was very small, that maybe had one or two babies in it. And then my grandma would be the person up in the nursery that couldn't take care of my daughter. She was a little bit too big for my daughter, and she was developmentally delayed, and she just grew really fast, and so she might have been like 1 or 2 at the time, but she was like an infant, and she couldn't walk yet, and she was like 35 pounds, and so my grandma was just kind of too elderly to take care of her, so I just stopped going. And eventually I started going to another church that was a little bit bigger, maybe 300 people. And they had a big nursery with, organized workers that would, 2 or 3 workers every week that would take care of the children. And at this time, Lainey was about 5. I went there from when she was 5 to 9. And she stayed in the nursery the whole time that she was 9 years old. She eventually learned how to walk, and she didn't have behavior problems, so she was just developmentally delayed to where she was like a 2-year-old, maybe 3-year-old. So developmentally, she was appropriate to be in the nursery at that time, and she didn't have behaviors where she was mean to other children or anything like that, but she didn't talk. And she was all nonverbal, and she did sign language, and it was just really helpful and made me feel good that people just took her under their arms and asked me to teach them sign language. And so I got a bunch of pictures and pictures of like the sign language and like certain words that she would use so they could know what she wanted and what she needed. And it worked really well, and the workers were really, really great. And again, she didn't have any behavior problems, so she was, she didn't need a one-on-one person with her. She just needed supervision. But that allowed me to be able to, get fed the word and allow me to grow in my faith by going to church and having her in the nursery. At the time, I was a single mom. And so it was just really helpful. So I think it's really, really great that you guys are wanting to develop something like that. And all special needs kids are different, and they all have different needs. But I just think that it's fantastic.